Much better. I think that's me live. I'm not quite sure. Yes, seem to be live now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nick's Wednesday night quiz. Great to see so many people already logged in and raring to go. Tonight, as usual, we'll have 6 rounds of just general trivia to keep you all going. We start off tonight. First round, of course, as always, will be entitled Wednesday the 12th of May. Wednesday the 12th of May. That, in fact, will give you 16 possible answers in round 1. PRS have just joined us. They're saying good evening. So good evening to Claire and Matthew. I hope you're both keeping well, and I hope Robin's going to be joining you soon. Round number 2 is a connections round tonight. A connections round. We've got 2 sets of 4 general knowledge questions, followed by a connection for question number 5 and question number 10. Round number 3 will be an initial letter link. We all like doing those 9 general knowledge questions, where question 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers to spell out a specific word or phrase. Round number 4 tonight is something I thought you might enjoy for a change, especially you, what should I say, you gents that, like me, you know, we're into our baking, so we're going to have a round on baking. My father was a baker, my elder brother was a baker, so we're going to have a round on baking, see what you know about that. Round number 5 tonight is chain letters, which is very similar in essence to, of course, Trivia Trail, with the exception that chain letters, it can either be the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 will be the first 2 or the first 3 of the next answer. And then round number 6 tonight is just a general trivia round to keep you going. So George has just joined us. He's saying, hey, Nick, happy Wednesday, George. I hope you've had a great day today. We've had a decent day today, taking the grandkids out, worn ourselves completely out, wore the grandkids out as well, so much so that neither of them would eat their tea when we took them back home. But never mind, that's one of those things, isn't it? Martin's just said, good evening from the land of my fathers on parents' 86-year-old support duties for the week and counting the days. Well done, Martin. You're doing a great job out there. I'm sure he's appreciating it. Let's hope they are. Andrew's just joining us as well. So Andrew and Jane are just joining us from what is now, I think, a sunny and mild Yelvertoft. It's been a bit on and off today. We've had a few quite hefty showers, but other than that, it's been pretty bright certainly most of the afternoon. Clive and Janet have just joined us. The teasers. Good evening again, everybody. A friend told me Sunday is a sad day, but I think the day before is a Saturday. That's a good way of starting. It's a Saturday. Yeah, okay. You have to read it to get that one, I suppose. But that was a good joke to start us off, Clive and Janet. I like that. A friend told me Sunday is a sad day, but I think the day before is a Saturday. Like that. That's very good already. Faye's just joined us saying, hey, Nick. Hey, Lydia. Hope you're all well. Yes, the first booby is ready. That's what I like to do. And the second booby will be here soon. So good evening to you, Faye. I hope you're keeping well and raring to go. Lydia's just joined us. I can hear her bustling in through the door now. So she'll be flashing up her computer, looking at all my mistakes that I've already made in tonight's quiz. And we'll be going forward in the usual fashion. But never mind. Now, tonight I'm on a delicate plum porter from Titanic Brewery. We were, some of my friends were comparing this against the real thing that they found in a pub just the other day, and they were saying the bottled stuff is too fizzy and nothing like the proper in a pub taste. So we'll see. It's still very nice, but we'll see in a few weeks. Evening, our lads. Now then, let's just go through some of last week's winners. We did have a couple of full houses last week, which has been a bit unusual in my quizzes. I don't expect people to get full marks, but it wasn't particularly hard last week. In fact, we had a number of teams in the 60s, and as there were only 65 points up for grabs last week, you all did very well indeed. In fact, in no particular, from top to bottom, we started off last week, we had PRS and split the difference, both with 65 points, which was the winning score last week. Close behind, only dropping 1 point all evening on the cursorial bird was in fact the famous 5 with a fantastic 64 points. Then we had Ian with his bottle of Shiraz. He always seems to do better with when he's got his bottle of Shiraz on 62 points. We had the Giffords, Graham and Jan from Cambridge on a fantastic 61 points, along with the Weak Links, who had their highest score of the quiz so far on 61 points. Mick Roberts, who was also on 61 points. The Quizzy Rascals were also on 61 points. So we had a whole load of people around that kind of score area. And then we had Carol Green on 60, and we had Michelle Charlie and James on 59 points, with Sarah, Russ, James and Joe just behind on 58.5. Then there were a whole plethora of people below that. But they were the top scores last week, and very well done if you're in anywhere near the top there last week. And if I've missed you out, I'm very sorry. Right then, everybody, let's just see who else has just joined us. We've got Penny's just joined us. Good evening, Penny. I hope you're keeping well and raring to go with another Wednesday night quiz. We'll see. John O'Rourke and the Famous Five. So good evening to John. I hope you're all keeping well. You'll have to let me know how many you have in your team regularly, John. I'll be interested to know. As I mentioned earlier, just pipped by 1 point last week. 64, a tremendous effort. And 64 out of 65 is not bad going at all. Mike Yates has just joined us. Good evening, Mike. I hope you're keeping well. And Pick and Mix have also just joined us. Pick and Mix have joined us for the evening. They're saying Pick and Mix here. Hello, Nick. Hope all is well. Well, it is. Jackie Skips just joined us. So the second of the Booby Prize girls is here. So good evening to Jackie. I trust you're keeping well and raring to go tonight. Well, so evening, Nick and Lydia. And me near the bottom, Lolly, says Ian. To be fair, Ian, I didn't put everybody's scores down, but never mind, you did very well. I don't care. It's the taking part that counts, as I keep telling everybody. The one thing about doing it live is the fact there's no money up for grabs, so it's not really... not like being in the pub when there's a good prize pot of £15 or £20 to win, that makes all the difference. But never mind. In fact, we hadn't had a prize pot for a long time. Now, as I've told my regular viewers, probably on a Wednesday and Thursday, we will be starting the quizzes back in the pub, probably in July time. I don't envisage that. So we're looking probably second week of July for a new quiz, which we're going to do at the Alexander Arms on a Thursday night, which won't be hosted by me, thankfully, but one of the... Starkey brothers, and we will also be doing the Sunday night quiz probably towards the end of July, when we're back in full swing and all things have been knocked on the head so that we can socially distance properly. Obviously we've spent quite a bit of money in the last few weeks getting the place back up to scratch, with some new decoration, you'll be pleased to know, some new seating even. Martin Navis will be pleased to know there's some new seats at the Vic. But we'll see. What's that? Robin's saying, I'm sure that Mo Farah always thinks, well, it's the taking part that counts. And Ian saying Kevin the Gerbil. Dave and Ann Anderson just joined us. He's saying, good evening from Ann and Dave tonight, playing from a caravan in... Oh, I've only got the in. Playing from the caravan in. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, here we go. Jen and Tracy are also just joining us. So Jen and Tracy checking out. There we go. A caravan in sunny Clacton. Clacton, honestly, fantastic area. Fantastic. Michelle's just joined us. She's saying, good evening all. Crick's second team, all present and ready to go. Well, clearly you're the Crick's first team, aren't you, Michelle? I don't know about the second team. Put yourselves down there. Quizzy Rascals have also just joined us. And Paula's just saying, can't wait to get back into the Vic. Georgie's and Rory's just joined us from sunny York. They're saying hello from the Yorkies. And Linda, so good evening to you as well, Linda. It's great to see you're still in the team. They haven't put you off. In fact, you obviously add a lot to that team, I'm sure. Ian said, did the seats come from the Alexes? So they're new to you. Yeah, we've just taken them out of the Alex and we got this guy to reinstall them at the Vic. That's all. It was a cheap way around, wasn't it? Colours kind of match, so why not? Recycling. No, to be fair, we've just had the place decorated. This is the Victoria I'm talking about, and he's done a really good job, I have to say. We've got new carpet arriving tomorrow, which is going to be a bit big to get in. That will be fitted, but the upholstery should have been done tomorrow where are we? Thursday, Friday this week. Unfortunately, the guy decided he's so busy he couldn't get it until next Monday, Tuesday. So basically, we're going to stay closed again. There's little point in opening until next week. Probably Thursday, I think, something like that for next Thursday opening. Makes a lot of sense. There's no point in trying to no point in trying to open up too soon and have people working around us. Might as well go and finish. A lot of people might have said, "Oh, you should have done this months ago," but fair enough. But to be fair, we've only just had our restart, whatever grants through from the government, which give us a bit of money to spend as we wish. So hopefully. It's a long time since we've done anything in the week, so it's about time. Right then, everybody, we have 5 minutes to go before we start the quiz now. We've got 38 teams online in the moment. I've got 11 likes. Do remember, hit the like button because the likes help me in my YouTube rankings and make sure that I stay there or thereabout in the Google rankings as well, which is very important if you're searching for an online quiz. Now then, let me just go through those rounds again because I did mention those about 10 minutes ago when I first went online. Tonight we start off with round number 1. As always, we use the initial letters of the word Wednesday, the 2 numbers 1 and 2, as in the 12th, the T and the H, as in 12th, and then the 3 letters of May, M-A-Y. So we've actually got 16 questions in round 1 to keep you going. Round number 2 tonight is a connections round. I know there's 1 or 2 of you love the connections round, but never mind. We have 4 general knowledge questions, followed by a connection. Then we have another 4 general knowledge questions. Again, question number 10 asks for a connection between the previous 4 answers. You'll get the idea. Round number 3, as always, we normally have an initial letter link. This is basically 9 general knowledge questions again, where question 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of your first 9 answers. And then hopefully you should be able to come up with a word which is 9 letters long. Question round number 4 tonight, interesting round on baking. I hope you've all been boning up on your cooking and baking skills during lockdown. I know a lot of people have. I've made at least 3 loaves of bread, I think, in lockdown. Maybe 4. I can't remember how many loaves of bread have I made. And not many. But then my brother, my father were both bakers. And so we're going to have a round on baking, round number 4. Round number 5 is a round which is entitled Chain Letters. Chain letters. Chain letters, basically tonight, it's a bit like Trivia Trial, but instead of just the last letter, you can either take the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 of the previous answer, and it's the first or second, or the first, second, or third of the next answer. You'll get the idea. And finally, round number 6, as always, is just some general trivia. Nothing too hard tonight, so they're all good general knowledge questions, and I'm sure we shouldn't struggle too much with that. I'm expecting some good scores tonight because I haven't made the quiz particularly difficult, I don't think. Ian's just asking me what happened to United. Well, after a bit of a disastrous start, Ian, I thought we played a lot better in the second half and all that. The one good thing that comes probably out of this is that Liverpool are not going to get a Champions League place after all. So sorry for all you Liverpool fans, but never mind. Home Alone 6 have just joined us. Bit late, but we're all here now. Excellent. Great to see you all. Home Alone 6, I hope you're keeping well. Have you had a good day out? You'll have to let me know what you've been up to, everybody. That's why you did it. Yes, Ian. I was on to my brother Greg this morning about something, Ian. My brother Greg is a huge United fan. He has been for over 50 years. Ran the Rugby United Supporters Club and all this for a long, long time. But he was saying, well, there's one good thing that's come out of it, and that was that Liverpool haven't got a Champions League spot, or he doesn't think they will get one. So I had to laugh at that, but never mind. Chris has just joined us. He's saying, good evening, Nick and Lydia, as has Sarah. So good evening, Sarah. Have you got a full team tonight? Sarah, Russ, Joe and James, let's see. Man United changed name to Mandela United to improve its image. Well, yeah, could do, yeah. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Right, 48 of us logged on. We have just 1 minute to go before I start the quiz tonight. So let me just get it up on my screen as it's hidden at the moment at the top. Lydia, have you managed to get the quiz up on your... that's not the thing. It's not the thing I'm looking for. Completely wrong thing. Sorry. Also putting up mail instead of Word. I don't know enough about these Carlos Fandango computer malarkeys. Right. There we are. I have a quiz up on my screen now. And it does read Wednesday the 12th of May. Well, that's a start. We're in the right ballpark anyway. Right then, everybody, eyes down looking. We have exactly 50 people concurrently online to do the quiz tonight, and I'm sure one or two more will be joining us before the end of this round. So without further ado, starting with the letter W, it's a two-word answer. It's a person's name. Which famous writer who used the line, God for Harry, England and St. George, in one of his works, was said to have been born and died on St. George's Day? Robbie's just put, I always like to picture the Pugh family growing up in the slums surrounding the cotton mills in Manchester. Oh dear. My parents all came from, where did they come from? Rotherham. You couldn't get much better than Rotherham, could you? So question number one, starting with the letter W, it's a two-word answer, of course. Which famous writer who used the line, God for Harry, England and St. George, in one of his works, was said to have been born and died on St. George's Day? That should have been a St. George's Day question, really, shouldn't it? But never mind. Question number two, starting with the letter E, which South American country has borders with both Colombia and Peru? So question number two, which South American country has borders with both Colombia and Peru? Place I've never been to. Not convinced I want to go there, but I think I'd like to go there all the same. Question number three is another two-word answer for all you people that remembers the disco. Which singer had a string of hits in the 1970s and is often referred to as the Queen of Disco? It's a two-word answer starting with the letter D. So which singer had a string of hits in the 70s and is often referred to as the Queen of Disco? Disco, God blimey, those were my days. 1970s. Oh dear God. Question number four, another two-word answer. It's another person's name. What was the name of the shy, secluded motel proprietor played by actor Anthony Perkins in Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 psychological thriller Psycho? Come on, I'm sure most of you all know that. So what was the name of the shy, secluded motel proprietor played by actor Anthony Perkins in Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 psychological thriller Psycho? Question number five. What was the name of the ship that Lieutenant James Cook commanded to Australia and New Zealand on his first voyage of discovery from 1768 to 1771? Now, I know we all know him as a captain, but I tried finding out. It appears he was only lieutenant when he took charge of this expedition, so God knows whether there was some other captain around, I don't know. So question five again, what was the name of the ship that Lieutenant James Cook commanded to Australia and New Zealand on his first voyage of discovery from 1768 to 1771? Starts with the letter E. Very, I think it's been used by a few ships since. Question number six, this is a two-word answer starting with the letter S. According to a famous advertising campaign, which breakfast cereal couldn't Ian Botham eat three of? So question six again, according to a famous advertising campaign, which breakfast cereal couldn't Ian Botham eat three of? Two was plenty enough. I have to say, unless they've been in the milk a long time, they're quite hard to actually chomp through those things. Soon give you jaw ache. Question number 7. Founded in 1975, in which European country was the fashion brand Jack and Jones founded? So question 7 again. Founded in 1975, in which European country was the fashion brand Jack and Jones founded? What's Ian just put? Just had to rescue the wife from a big spider, according to her, actually no bigger than a 20p coin. Question number 8, starting with the letter A. Welsh-born Julia Gillard was Prime Minister of which Commonwealth country from June 2010 to June 2013? So question 8, this is favouring our Welsh friends. Welsh-born Julia Gillard was Prime Minister of which Commonwealth country from June 2010 to June 2013? Question number 9. No fear, Rory and Georgia. You've got Linda in the team for this one, I'm sure. Which cast member of The Magnificent Seven had a scene from the film enacted at his wedding during filming? It's a 2-word answer, starting with the letter Y, of course. So which cast member of The Magnificent Seven had a scene from the film enacted at his wedding during filming? You need to get rid of the word adult in the next one, Mids. Linda's on it, says Georgie, and Roberts just put Donald Trump wears one of those breakfast cereals on his head. That's about right. Yeah. So question number 10. This is a number we're after, starting with the number 1, of course. In what year of the 20th century did Nazi Germany declare war against the USA? So question 10 again. In what year of the 20th century did Nazi Germany declare war against the USA? Question 11 is dead simple, starting with the number 2. What numbers are often associated with perfect vision? You can tell I've got it. Some hope. So what numbers are often associated with perfect vision? What did he say? Yeah, certainly not me. Question number 12 is a silly game. It was actually popular, very popular apparently amongst Cambridge University students in the 1950s apparently, but besides all that as it may be, in what game might you find a John Lennon memorial shot, which for mere mortals means a simultaneous boondock and squoop? Just think of a daft game. So in what game might you find a John Lennon memorial shot, which for mere mortals means a simultaneous boondock and squoop? Of course, you only need to know one of those terms to come up with a game. Question number 13. The Roman god Jupiter is named after Zeus, the king of the Greek gods. But which Greek god was the equivalent of Mercury? So question 13 again. The Roman god Jupiter is named after Zeus, the king of the Greek gods. But which Greek god was the equivalent of Mercury, the Roman god? Right, question 14 starts with the letter M, as in May, commonly known as myocytes. These cells are responsible for making up what type of tissue? So question 14 again, commonly known as myocytes. These cells are responsible for making up what type of tissue? Oh, my back's killing me today. Oh, not that it doesn't hurt most of the time, but dumping babies in and out their baby seats in the car, that does it. Kills your back. Never mind. Question number 15. According to T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, which is widely regarded as one of the most important poems of the 20th century, which is apparently the cruelest month? So according to T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, which is widely regarded as one of the most important poems of the 20th century, which or what is apparently the cruelest month? That starts with the letter A, so it gives you a couple of choices there. Multiple choice, if you no idea. And finally, question 16. Other than just calling him Duke, what is the correct way to address a Duke? Apparently, when you first meet them, you can just call them Duke. But after that, you're supposed to address them by some other formal term. So what is the correct way to address a Duke? There we have it. 16 possible questions. Have we got all 16 right? Have you got 16 answers down that you're confident and happy with? John Wayne. The Duke. Let's call him John. Right then, everybody. I trust all you teams have managed to get answers cobbled together. 16 possible answers. So without further ado, number 1, famous writer who used the line, God for Harry, England and St. George, of course, was William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. Number 2, that South American country, is Ecuador. Number 3, the singer I wanted, which was better known or often regarded as the Queen of Disco, was Donna Summer. Well done if you got Donna Summer. Number 4 was Norman Bates, of course, the proprietor. Number 5, Lieutenant James Cook commanded the Endeavour, apparently, the Endeavour, which went to Australia and New Zealand on his first voyage. Number 6, of course, was shredded wheat that Donald Trump does wear on his head. Number 7, Jack and Jones was founded in Denmark. Number 8, Welsh-born Julia Gillard became Prime Minister of Australia. Number 9 was Yul Brynner, of course, the Magnificent Seven. Number 10, in what year of the 20th century did Nazi Germany declare war against the USA? Well, stupidly, it was just after the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor, so it was in December 1941. 1941, well done if you got that. Number 11, what numbers are often associated with perfect vision? Well, that's 2020. Number 12 was a tricky one, a simultaneous boondock and squeak you would find in the game of Tiddlywinks. And apparently, more recently, the John Lennon Memorial Shot is where you combine the two to form one super shot. Don't ask. Question 13. The Roman god Jupiter is named after Barbara, but who is Mercury named after? That's Hermes. Number 14. Myocytes are cells that make up muscle. Number 15. The cruelest month, according to T.S. Eliot, is April. And finally, number 16, the correct way to address a duke, other than just duke, is your grace. Your grace. So well done if you got that. Yeah. Robin's just pointed out Hermes, the Greek god who leaves his messages with your next door neighbour. That's right. Knows where he's going, obviously. Right then, everyone, let's have some scores in, see how we've all fared. So Georgie and Rory and Linda have scored a magnificent 14 points in that first round. Carol Green, however, straight off with a 16. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe with 15, Mick Roberts on with a 15, Ian Miller's in with a 13. We've got Clive and Janet the Teasers with a 16, David and Anderson on 16, Michelle, Charlie and James, is it tonight, on a 16. We've got the famous 5 on 16. Jane and Graham Gifford on 15. We've got Mike Yates on a 16. Jed and Tracy on 15. Split the Difference are on 16. The Wheat Links have moved on to 15. We've got Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 16. PRS are on 16. Home Alone 6 start on 14. And Penny Graham also on 14 points. Ross is just saying, Ross Morley on 14 for us. Pick a Mix on a fantastic full house, 16 points. So well done, all those teams. Very strong start there. Booby Prize Girls, 12. It's the taking part. It is, Jackie. Keep at it. It's fantastic. Right then, round number 2, we've got 2 sets of 4 questions on general knowledge, with question 5 and 10 asking for a connection between the previous 4 answers. You get the idea. So question number 1, a bit of literature for you. Who wrote the play Pygmalion, on which the musical My Fair Lady was based? I do need his full name, as this will help with the connection. So who wrote the play Pygmalion, on which the musical My Fair Lady was based? Round question number 2. That's one you can guess, even if you don't know. What colour is the star on the national flag of North Korea? I'm sure most of you would have seen it at one time or another. They seem to be in the news all the time, North Korea. So what colour is the star on the national flag of North Korea? I'm sure you can discount a few colours. Pink, for instance, or... Question number 3. Traditionally celebrated on or near Christmas Eve, which just happens to be my birthday, the Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols is performed each year in which famous Cambridge college? Obviously favouring the Giffords here, but never mind. So traditionally celebrated on or near Christmas Eve, the Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols is performed each year in which famous Cambridge college? I just need to know its common name. Question number 4. Catherine, now the Duchess of Cambridge, met Prince William whilst they were both studying at which university? James, but we are handicapped by not having paper or pencil. Oh dear, oh dear. You must be able to rustle up some from somewhere, Jane. Oh dear. Yeah, we've been to quizzes, haven't we, Andrew? We've taken no paper with us at all. Oh dear. So Catherine, now the Duchess of Cambridge, met Prince William whilst they were both studying at which university? And finally, of course, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? Just look carefully at your answers. And I'm just after a one-word connection. One word will connect all those answers. Ooh, Lydia's put more light on the subject. James just saying we're coming back from a day out in Sheringham. Very nice. Has the weather been good for you, Jane? I'll have to email you and Graham when you're when we come to Cambridge next and see my brother Steve. We'll have to go out, have a curry or something. Right then, everybody, we're going to crack on. Question number 6, not round 6. Question number 6. Here we go then. 4 more general knowledge questions, and then another connection. So, acting as Q's assistant, what is the single letter code name that James Bond refers to John Cleese's character in the 1999 film The World Is Not Enough? So question 6, acting as Q's assistant, what is the single letter code name that James Bond uses to refer to John Cleese's character in the 1999 film The World Is Not Enough? Bit of a daft one, that one, but never mind. Question number 7. Well, not repeated this one from a bit earlier. No. Which girl's name can also refer to a short prayer or thankful phrase said before or after a meal or eating? So which girl's name can also refer to a short prayer or thankful phrase said before or after eating? Question number 8. This is one for Robin Miller. He'll love this one. Which character from the TV show The Simpsons once opened a store called the Leftorium, which specialised in products for left-handed people? Stupid. So question 8 again. Which character from the TV show The Simpsons once opened a store called the Leftorium, which specialised in products for left-handed people? Question number 9. I'm not sure as I phrased this very well, but never mind. What name is given to the basic physical and functional unit of hereditary? I think I mean biologically here. So what name is given to the basic physical and functional unit of hereditary? Just a one-word answer I'm after for that one, which may help. And finally, question number 10. What one word connects the previous 4 answers? So what one word connects the previous 4 answers? Well, we'll give you a little minute to work those out because you've got 2 connections to try and figure out before we go into the next round. The initial letter link. I say last week we had some tremendous scores, didn't we? On the Wednesday, some cracking scores by everybody. Very impressive. I'll have to make the quizzes a bit tougher when we get to the pub. It's no doubt about that. Now then, we will be carrying on with the Sunday quizzes and the Wednesday quizzes, as I say, all the way through June. And it'll be, I will be sorry to stop doing them sometime in July. I haven't quite decided when in July, but it will be a shame after we've done so many. I think today is our 115th quiz. God knows. That's an awful lot. Since lockdown started back in March of last year. But never mind. At least it got me in more vibrant colour now on better sound quality, but that's about all. The questions don't get any better. Right then, everybody, how are we doing? Does anybody need any more time? Weak links, quickly, Martin and the gang, just get on there if you need a bit more time. Or Famous Five, Michelle, Dave and Anne, Clive and Janet, anybody need any more time? Jackie's asking for a little bit more. Right, Jackie, no problem. If you can get the connection, obviously it helps you work back through the answers then to try and figure out which one you might have got wrong in the group of 4 general knowledge questions. What's that? What, the first lot or the second lot? Second lot. He would do. Like Robin. Right then, everybody. Okay, Jackie, sorry. I think it's about time now. So let's do some marking. Here we go. 2 sets of general knowledge questions. Who wrote Pygmalion? That was George Bernard Shaw. Number 2, the colour on the star on the national flag of North Korea is red. Obviously, it's King's College in Cambridge that has the traditional Festival of 9 Carols. And finally, number 4, they both studied at St Andrews. And the connection, of course, that I was after the one word is cross. George Cross, Red Cross, King's Cross, and St Andrews Cross. So well done if you got that. The word cross. Right, the second set I was after, acting as Q's system. What is the single letter code name James Bond used to refer Q? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. It was R. They gave him the next one in the alphabet. He was referred to as R. Number 7, of course, you say grace before a meal. Number 8 was Ned Flanders, who often wanted to open the store. He did open the store briefly, called the Leftorium for left-handed people. Number 9, the function of unit, or the unit of hereditary inside the body, is the gene. The gene was what I was after. And finally, of course, the one word that connects these is Kellys. They're all famous Kellys. We had R. Kelly, Grace Kelly, Ned Kelly, and Gene Kelly. So well done if you got that, because that was a bit trickier. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in after that round, see how I've done. And those that like to see the end of the connections round, it's over now, so you don't have to worry about it again. All easy from now on. So let's have some scores in. We have Clive and Janet and the Teasers on a fantastic 26 points. Georgie and Rory and the Yorkies and Linda, of course, on 21 points. The Weak Links have moved on to 22. The Famous Five have moved on to 26 points. Some good scoring there, John. Michelle's moved on to 25. Mick and Bev on 25. We've got Ian Miller on 19. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 25 points. Ross Morley's on 22. David and Anderson on 25. Home Alone 6 doing very well on 24 points. Jan and Graham Gifford, without their paper and pencils, are doing very well on 23 points. PRS have moved on to 26 points. Carol Green's on 25. Pick a Mix are on 26 points. We've got Jed and Tracy on 25. Penny Graham's on 22. Split the Difference on 26 points. The Booby Prize girls are doing fine on 20 points, with Mike Yates on 22, not far behind. Right then, everybody, any more scores to come in? It looks like we've got a whole plethora of 26 points there. So well done All new teams are yet to drop a point. We're going to round number 3. Let's see whether we can keep it that way. 9 general knowledge questions. Sorry, there are 10 questions on general knowledge where the answer to the final question can be spelt out by rearranging the first letters of the first 9 answers. I'm sure we all know that how this works. So question number 1, situated on the Bakerloo, Central and Victoria lines, what was the busiest station on the London Underground in 2014? I think that's a bit out of date. It's probably the same, except pandemic. I need to bring that up to date a bit, don't I? So situated on the Bakerloo, Central and Victoria lines, what was the busiest station on the London Underground in 2014? This will be challenged, said Jane. Possibly it will. Never mind, it's a 2-word answer. It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So it could be, for instance, Turnham Green, but it probably won't be, but never mind. Busiest station on the London Underground. Question number 2 is an anagram which spells out no, I decline. No, I decline is an anagram of which famous singer? Nice easy one there. It's a 2-word answer. So no, I decline is an anagram of which famous singer? Question number 3 is an interesting one. 2 members of which famous pop group, who were founded in 1972, wrote the music for the musical Chess? So question 3 again. 2 members of which famous pop group, who were founded in 1972, wrote the music for the musical Chess? Question number 4 is a bit tough, but never mind, Ian might get this one. In a game of football, who has been the only Brazilian to have been named Player of the Season in the English Premier League? He did so in 1996 to 1997. I'll just add that in. I won't tell you which club he was playing for because that would probably give it away. So in football, who has been the only Brazilian to have been named Player of the Season in the English Premier League? He did that in the 1996-1997 season. Question number 5. Which calendar month has a name that was derived from the Latin word for 9? Nice one, Faye. I like that. My friend keeps saying, cheer up, it could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. I know he means well. Oh dear. Yes, very funny. I like that. So just a repeat of question 5. Which calendar month has a name that was derived from the Latin word for 9? Question number 6, a little tricky, but not impossible. Name the only country to have Catalan as its only official language. So question number 6 again. Name the only country to have Catalan as its only official language. Question number 7, probably where they start getting a bit easier, I hope. Which animal has a name that is derived from the ancient Greek words meaning nose and horn? So which animal has a name that is derived from ancient Greek words meaning nose and horn? Question number 8. What single letter is the chemical symbol for potassium? So question 8 again. What single letter is the chemical symbol for potassium? Come on, all you chemists out there. Somebody will know that one, surely. Question number 9. I don't know how well you know your yogurts, but which probiotic dairy product has a name that is derived from the Esperanto word for yogurt? So question 9 again, which probiotic dairy product has a name that is derived from the Esperanto word for yogurt? And finally, question number 10. The first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which children's TV show, which was broadcast for over 3,500 episodes between 1965 and 1996. And how many, God knows how many presenters as well. I don't know. Amy, we're not supposed to be putting any answers on there for me. Thank you. This isn't a quiz by we. All the people just put the answer down. So question 10 again, the first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which children's TV show, which was broadcast for over 3,500 episodes between 1965 and 1996. I think they were done on a daily basis. I'm sure they were. That's fine, Amy. You've at least given them a clue with that last one. We'll do some marking in a minute when everybody's got their answers down. Now then, everybody, I will give you a minute to try and work that out because that's not easy. In fact, none of those questions were particularly easy, I didn't think, but never mind. We'll do well to get full marks on this round. May help, of course, if you can get the children's programme, though, I'm after. Do remember there are 3,500 of these broadcast, and I'm pretty much sure they're on just about a daily basis. Well, they seem to be when I was a kid anyway. Just for Jane Gifford, this one. This is Hazy Jane, it says. Brewdog's Hazy Jane. Just how beer should be, nice and hazy. Yes, Robin was saying yes, they were Monday to Friday every week. I'm pretty sure they were. Well done, Robin, if you worked that one out then. Which undoubtedly you had, after Amy had given you the Yakult with the last one there. Actually, it says it a bit more obviously on the front of the can. I don't know whether mine is back to front. I don't know whether that image comes out the right way around. It's back to front as far as I can see it, but that's probably sometime it inverts and flips the image. I don't know. You're obviously, I'm seeing myself backwards, obviously, mirror image. You might not be. Right then, everybody, do we need some more time? Do feel free, any of you, to quickly put in the chat column if you need a bit more time. Pick a mix, or Home Alone 6, or Ross or Sarah. Anybody need any more time, just quickly put it down in the chat column, because that was a bit of a tricky round, the initial letter link. You remember it's a children's program. It's very popular. Crack on, says Home Alone 6. Good, that means I must have it. Okay then, everybody, let us crack on. Since I've clicked the button and got rid of my quiz. Okay then, here we go. Round 3, initial letter link. Situated on the Bakerloo, Central and Victoria lines. What's the busiest station on the London Underground in 2014? Apparently, I need to bring that question a bit more up to date. That was Oxford Circus. Oxford Circus, apparently. Question number 2. No, I decline is an anagram. Celine Dion. Number 3. 2 members of the musical group ABBA wrote the music to the musical Chess. Number 4, he was better known as Giannino, or Giannino, with a J, of course. Number 5, it was November, originally the 9th month of the year. That was before the months January and February were added to the calendar. Number 6, the only country to have Catalan as its official language is Andorra. Number 7, meaning nose and horn, of course, is rhinoceros. I think we had monoceros last week, which was single horn. So oceros is clearly one horn. Number 8, the single letter of the chemical symbol for potassium is the letter K. And, of course, we all got that probiotic dairy product because somebody had put it in the answer question or in the chat column, was Yakult. Yakult. Now, if you rearrange those letters, you ended up with the word Jackanory. Jackanory, that children's TV show, which was broadcast for over 3,500 episodes between 1965 and 1996. And there were some very good stories. Very good stories indeed. So Jackanory, well done if you got that. That wasn't the easiest of rounds, I have to say, especially as Eugenio and perhaps Mandor. Yeah. It was possible once you'd worked it out. So let's see what we've got. We've got Sarah, Russ, James, and Joe doing remarkably well, 35 points. We've got Jed and Tracy on 34. We've got the Teasers on 36. We've got Mick Roberts on 34. We've got me, Michelle, Charlie, and James on 35. We've got Home Alone 6 on 34. We've got the Famous 5 on 36. Carol Green's on 33. David and Anderson, 34. We've got Georgie, Rory, and Linda on 31. Ross Morley's moved on to 32, as have the Weak Links on 32. Ian Miller, as always, doing very well there on 27 points. Pigamix on 35. We've got Penny Graham on 31. Mike Yates on 29. We've got the Booby Prize Girls moved on to 28. PRS, 36 points, as have Split the Difference also on 36 points. Well, this is hotting up, isn't it? At the top, we've got 4 or 5 teams. 3 teams yet to drop. Is it 4 teams yet to drop a point? So doing remarkably well. Right, let's see whether we can catch all out with a bit of baking knowledge. Baking round number 4 is all about baking. So I think too tricky here. And I'm not going to ask you. I had thought of putting the mathematical constant pi in this one, obviously, to the 3rd decimal point, but I gave up with that one. Right then, question number 1. What type of pastry would you use to make vol au vents? So what type of pastry would you use to make vol au vents? Those little things you have at weddings and come around on a nice little tray and gobble them down whole. Question number 2. Which famous event in history started at Thomas Farrian's bakery? I think it's Farriner's, actually. Sorry. So which famous event in history started at Thomas Farriner's bakery? I bet he wasn't very popular. Question number 3 is a multiple choice question. Which of the following is traditionally made from 1 part white sugar, 2 parts butter, and 3 parts flour by weight? I'll give you the choices. It's sponge cake, shortbread, or scones. So question 3, which of the following is traditionally made from 1 part white sugar, 2 parts butter, and 3 parts flour by weight? I'll give you the choices. It's sponge cake, shortbread, or scones. Paula's, yeah, sorry, Paula, I missed that. Split the difference with 36, and Paula's for the quizzy rascalers on 35, rascals even. Another great score anyway, Paula. What's this voice put? Hey, Nick, did you hear that Fred Astaire once had jam, roly-poly and custard dropped on him? He had pudding on his top hat, pudding on his white tie, pudding on his tails. Oh, dear. Good one, Roy. Keep them coming. It's just what's he put. I spent a load of money on one of them juice extractions off TV last night, or a 5-minute private call to Babe's Station stripper, as they like to be called. Oh dear. Jackie's put, this is unfair round for the booby prize girls. Only one of us can cook. Never mind. It's a baking round. Question number 4. What name is given to the process in making bread that involves working the dough by folding, pressing, and stretching it, developing gluten and creating small pockets of air that will make the baked bread light and airy? Oh, yes. I used to do a bit of this in my time. So what name is given to the process in making bread that involves working the dough by folding, pressing, and stretching it, developing gluten and creating small pockets of air that will make the baked bread light and airy? Just a one-word answer. I'm after that. I don't need any technical answers. Question number 5. With a name derived from the Italian meaning pick-me-up, tiramisu is made of savoiardi dipped in what? Well, you bakers should clearly know what savoiardi means. So question number 5. With a name derived from the Italian meaning pick-me-up, tiramisu is made of savoiardi dipped in what? Oh, that's not how you spell it, Liz. That's the phonetic spelling. Sorry. Did you? No, I put that in. Oh, well. No. I know, don't ask me how you spell this Italian word. That's just the way it's phonetically spelled. Question number 6. What name is given to the process of baking of a pie crust without any filling? I've put that needs to be dropped out of that. Question 6 again. What name is given to the process of baking a pie crust without any filling? Oh, I'm really trying to spell it, Lid, because it's Italian. Never mind. Well done, Carol. That's why I couldn't pronounce it. Question number 7. Which chocolate and cream cake derives its name from the French word for lightning? So question number 7 again. Which chocolate and cream cake derives its name from the French word for lightning? I have to say, wasn't that an awful thing on the news last night, that little lad had got hit by lightning and killed? God knows what the chances of that happening are, but never mind. Awful thing, yeah. So question 7 again. Which chocolate and cream cake derives its name from the French word for lightning? Ian's put, when Michael Jackson died, they melted him down into Lego because of the amount of plastic surgery he'd had. Kids finally play with him for a change. That's dreadful. Question number 8. With the earliest modern spelling coming from 1732 in the Confectioner's Dictionary, frangipan is a type of custard made from or flavoured with what? So question 8 again. With the earliest modern spelling coming from 1732 Confectioner's Dictionary, frangipan is a type of custard made from or flavoured with what? I thought that as well, Home Alone 6, but look it up. I looked at various references on that and they all come up with custard, so. I thought exactly the same, I have to say. Question number 9. In the nursery rhyme, Sing a Song of Sixpence, what was the Queen doing in the parlour? You might say, what's that earth's that got to do with baking? Well, birds baked in a pie, I suppose. So, in the nursery rhyme, Sing a Song of Sixpence, what was the Queen doing in the parlour? I don't want any rudeness on that. It's not custard when I make it. Oh dear. Question number 10. Come on, Carol, you'll know this one straight away. Used to decorate or sculpt cakes and pastries. What type of icing has a name that means melting in French? So question 10 again. Used to decorate or sculpt cakes and pastries. What type of icing has a name that means melting in French? There we are. 10 dead easy questions on baking. Something to do with baking. Even if we can agree to disagree about custard. But I presume custard must be a French word, mustn't it? Custard. What do you reckon? Yeah. Do you reckon custard's a French word? You don't think so? Custard probably comes from Yorkshire then. Okay then, everybody. 10 general knowledge questions there on baking. I hope you've all done well with that little lot. Like Alan Bustard. Yep, just like Alan Bustard. Right then, here we go, the answers. Put your pencils down or your paper. If you haven't got them, don't worry putting them down. Question 1, what type of pastry would you use to make vol-au-vents? That's puff pastry. Roy's saying, we hope you've ridden to the challenge. Come on, let's have more baking jokes then. The platypus can lay eggs and produce milk, which makes them one of the only animals that can make their own custard. Oh dear. Number 2, the famous event in history, of course, started at Thomas Farriner's bakery, was the Great Fire of London. I bet they were all pleased with him, weren't they? Question number 3, I gave you the choice. It's shortbread that can be made from the 1, 2, 3 category there. Number 4, I was after the word kneading. Yeah. Late Middle English, custard, denoting an open pie containing meat or fruit in a spiced or sweetened sauce thickened with eggs, from Old French sea crust. All right, okay. What did I say? Kneading, anyway. No needing to know what that one was. Number 5, of course, tiramisu is made of basically savoyardi, his lady's fingers. They're dipped in coffee, of course. They're dipped in coffee. Number 6 is called blind baking. Number 7, the chocolate and cream cake, derived from its name from the word for lightning as an eclair. Number 8, of course, frangipane, is flavoured with almonds. Number 9, in the nursery rhyme, the queen is eating bread and honey. And finally, number 10, it's fondant icing, which comes from the French meaning melting. So fondant icing. Yes, good old Google, says Robin. Excellent. An open pie. So it comes from the old French. Sea crust. I'll have to do a bit more on that one. I saw a man shoveling horse poo off the road into a bag, so I stopped and asked him why. He told me he was taking it home to put on his rhubarb. Fair enough, but I prefer custard. Oh dear, that's very funny. Right, Mick Roberts doing very well on 43 points. PRS yet to drop a point, 46 points. Home Alone 6 haven't dropped much either, 44 points. Jen Tracy on 42. We've got Michelle, Charlie and James on 45. The teasers are on 46 points. Sarah Rush, James and Joe are on 44. We've got Carol Green on 43. Ian Miller's on 34. The Wheat Links are on 41. Pick a Mix are on 45 with a famous 5 on 46. David and Anderson on 43. We've got Georgie, Rory and Linda on a fantastic 40. Penny Graham's on 40. Jane and Graham are saying 41. Back home now with pen and paper. Oh, I didn't realise you were getting... didn't realise you were doing it on the car on the way home or something, but never mind. Jackie Skip, the BB Prize girls, on 38. Split the difference on a fantastic 46 points. Ross Morley's moved on to 42. Very respectable with Mike Yates, not far behind, on 36 points. So well done, everybody, so far. Round number 5 is chain letters. These are 10 general knowledge questions where you take the last letter or the last 2 or the last 3 letters of the previous answer, and it's the first 2 or the first 3 of the next answer. You'll get the idea as we go on. Now, question 1's a bit tricky, so don't worry if you don't get number 1, because you might get it from number 10, of course, because it does go round full circle. Quizzy Rascals have just come in 45 points. So at the moment, we've got about 4 teams tying on 46. We've got a couple on 45, a couple on 44, a few on 43. So you're all doing remarkably well. Right, question number 1. Here we go then. What is the only African country to have Spanish as an official language? If it helps, it's a 2-word answer. So what is the only African country to have Spanish as an official language? Now, if you didn't know that, this may help somewhat. Question number 2. In the human body, the tympanic membrane is more commonly known as the what? I think that's a 1-word answer. It might be hyphenated, but I don't think it is. So question 2 again. In the human body, the tympanic membrane is more commonly known as the what? Right, take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of that letter, and it is the first letter, first 1 or 2 of this answer. Which major United Kingdom city hosted the 2002 Commonwealth Games? So question 3 again. Which major United Kingdom city hosted the 2002 Commonwealth Games? Again, you might not know that, but you might be able to work it out. Question number 4. I'm sure you'll all work it out from this one. Come on, Linda. I'm sure Rory and Georgie will want your help with this one. Who did Graham Norton take over from as the main commentator for the BBC TV's coverage of the Eurovision Song Contest? If it's any help, it wasn't Eddie Waring. That was something else. Je Sans Frontières, that's right. So who did Graham Norton take over from as the main commentator for the BBC TV's coverage of the Eurovision Song Contest? I think they should bring that back. Je Sans Frontières, what a great programme that was. Competitors from all over Europe being daft, dressing up as all sorts of things. And Eddie Waring was always in stitches, wasn't he? And the Belgians never did any good. Belgium were always last. Right, take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of his surname, and it's the first 1, 2 or 3 of this. Question number 5. Named after a Trojan prince in Greek mythology, which moon of Jupiter is the largest moon in the solar system? Saw it live in Coatbridge. Are we talking about Je Sans Frontières or are we talking about the Eurovision Contest? So question 5 again. Named after a Trojan prince in Greek mythology, which moon of Jupiter is the largest moon in the solar system? It's a knockout. Brilliant. I figured you did. Coatbridge. Saw it live. Yeah, well, they always had enthusiastic audiences, Clive. I bet you were shouting at them. I bet the Belgians came last, didn't they? Right. That 1-word answer for that Trojan prince in Greek mythology. Take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of his name. And it is the first letter of this 2-word answer. First, I say Christian and surname. Question number 6. In 1981, when asked who wore the trousers in his house, who said, "I do, and I also do the washing and I also wash and iron them." So question number 6. In 1981, when asked who wore the trousers in his house, who said, "I do, and I also wash and iron them"? It's a knockout. You can see a bit like me in this quiz. You love it, really. You've been doing it so long. Very brave. Clive's just saying it took 4 hours to record an hour's television. Oh, well, that's about right, I suppose. Right, take that person's surname, and it'll be the first letter, first 2 or first 3 of this answer. On the TV show The Munsters, what is the first name of the character who is married to Lily Munster? So question 7 again. On the TV show The Munsters, what is the first name of the character who is married to Lily Munster? Question number 8. I'm just hoping this is still technically right, though I did watch part of the Brit Awards last night. Was it last night? Yeah. We'll see. I know who won it last night. So question number 8. With 6 in total, who has won more Best British Female Artist Brit Awards than anyone else? It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So with 6 in total, who has won more Best British Female Artist Brit Awards than anyone else? It was Dua Lipa last night, wasn't it? It wasn't Dua Lipa, by the way. I think she won it for the 3rd time last night. Right, take the last letter, the last 2 or last 3 of her surname, and it's the first 1, 2 or 3 of this. So question number 9, what name is given to the figure of speech in which contradictory or opposite words are used in conjunction, as in the phrases open secret, living dead, or deafening silence? It's a 1-word answer. So what name is given to the figure of speech in which contradictory or opposite words are used in conjunction, as in phrases such as open secret, living dead, and deafening silence? Or in my case, good quiz. Yeah, McDonald's restaurant. What a great example that is. That is definitely, that's up amongst the best, that one, Robin. I noticed they were advertising McDonald's last night in brioche. They used brioche buns, brioche buns. And I thought, better look up brioche, see what it really means, I thought, it's very curious that McDonald's are using brioche buns. Where they come up with that from, I have no idea. Conscientious Tory. Oh dear, that's another great example, Sarah. Those 2 are excellent. Can anybody else come up with something else? Right then, take the last letters of that term. And finally, question number 10, which will take you back to number 1. Named after a German mathematician and often seen on items that can be recycled, how many sides would you find on a Mobius strip? With the spoons, Bob. Why does Victoria's Secret advertise? Oh dear. The posh end of rugby. Dear. Now then, so wait a minute, I'll repeat number 10 again. Named after a German mathematician and often seen on items that can be recycled, how many sides would you find on a Mobius strip? Now then, take either the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3, and it is the first letter, the first 2 or the first 3 of question number 1, which was that African country. That is a 2-word answer. So let's hope you can help. It does link back to number 1, Carol. So Home Alone 6, that will give you a clue there. In the name of that African country, it's a 2-word answer, starting with either 1, 2, or 3 from the previous answer, which was number 10, of course. I will give you a minute to go. Clive and Janet has put brioche is full of sugar. Right, okay, that's fair enough. So a sweet bread. I don't think the French would be too pleased thinking it was used in blooming McDonald's buns. Conscientious Tory. I like that one, Sarah. That's amusing, that is. Oh, dear. Right then, everybody, if you look at all your answers, number 1 is a 2-word answer. As was number 4, a 2-word answer. And number 6 was a 2-word answer. And number 8 was a 2-word answer. Sorry about that. So there's a few 2-word answers. But take a look at all of those. You should link from one to t'other to the next, to the next, to the next, all the way down to number 10, which should link back to number 1 if you're lucky. Right. Are we all happy if we come up with a country in Africa somewhere? It is a place I've sailed past, but I never actually went there as far as I can remember. I might have done, but I don't think I did. Right then, here we go. These are the answers to that round. We started off, the only African country to have Spanish as an official language was Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea. What's it? What's fake? Well, I saw my maths teacher with a piece of graph paper yesterday. I think he must be plotting something. Oh dear, oh dear. That gave you the E and the A for the eardrum, of course, which was number 2. Number 3, I was after the M for the city of Manchester. That in turn gave you the, what did it give you? It gave you the TER for Terry Wogan. That in turn gave you the GAN for the planet or the satellite of Jupiter called Ganymede. That in turn gave you the DE for Dennis Thatcher, the husband of Margaret Thatcher, of course. She had no time to watch these things. That gave you the HER for Herman, as in Herman Munster. That, of course, gave you the AN for Annie Lennox, the female artist that's won 6 Brit Awards. That gave you the OX, of course, for an oxymoron. And that in turn gave you the ON for one. Mobius strip has one side. One side. That in turn gave you the E for Equatorial Guinea. So well done if you got that in the end. I know it probably took a little bit of working out, but you could have worked it out. Yeah, I think we used to sail past Equatorial Guinea all the time. Perhaps they didn't need much oil there. I haven't got any. All right, wait a minute. Been watching. Can't join in tonight, unfortunately. Domestic stuff. Great stuff. Never mind, he's doing very. We've got 10 on that round. Well done, Ian. Carol, 53. Well played, Carol. 53 points. George Lamb in the York, it's not doing bad, very bad at all on 48 points. PRS yet to drop a point, 56. Michelle, Charlie and James on 55. We've got Mike Yates on 46. We've got Jen and Tracy on 51.5. Jan and Graham Gifford on 51. We've got Home Alone 6 on 54. Pick a Mix on 54. Famous 5 on 56 points. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe. They're doing remarkably well tonight on 53 points. Weaklinks are on 50. We've got David and Anderson on 53. Mick Roberts is on 53. We've got Clive and Janet, the teasers, on 56 points. Penny Graham's on 46. We've got the Booby Prize Girls on 48 points. Ross got 51. He's got the wrong African country. Never mind, Ross. There's plenty of them, I have to say. You've got 50 odd to pick from, I suppose, but not with 2. I don't know. Split difference, 56 points. And what have we got for the Quizzy Rascals? I'm expecting probably a 10 on that round as well, which would put them very close indeed as well. So at the moment, we've got the split the difference, Clive and Janet, the teasers. We've got the famous five. We have PRS all on 56 points, with Michelle on 55, Home Alone 6 on 54, Pick a Mix on 54. We've got a couple of teams on 53, and the Quizzy Rascals on 55. Faye's just said, I thought I'd finally bagged my dream career making thermometers. Turns out it was just a temp job. See I like that one, Faye. Keep them coming. Right then, everybody. General trivia. Now, nothing too tricky tonight. Nothing too tricky. There's nothing to catch you out. They are just general knowledge. So here we go. Question number one. Which English king in a series of 16th century acts banned the Welsh language from the law courts and barred Welsh speakers from public office? Now, we need a king like that today. That's what I say, or a queen. So which English king in a series of 16th century acts banned the Welsh language from the law courts and barred Welsh speakers from public office? I think he had the right idea. Sorry, Martin. Oh, dear. Right, you've got 2 half points up for grabs here. Amelia Earhart was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic solo, which she did in 1932. But in which country did she take off, and in which country did she land? So it's half point for each of those. So Amelia Earhart was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic in 1932. But in which country did she take off, and in which country did she land? Apparently when she landed, the guy went up to the aircraft and said, have you come far? True story, that. Apparently they were his very words, but maybe it's not. Maybe they're not. We've got the wrong answer down for that one, Liz. Can you check number 3 for me? The answer, that is. Question number 3. Which traditional Chinese year started on February the 12th, 2021? It is the second in the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac. So basically, we need to know what year this is in the Chinese calendar. So question 3 again. Which traditional Chinese year started on February the 12th, 2021? It is the second in the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac. Good fit. Any help? Me and Ange were in Vietnam this time. No, we weren't. Back in January last year. And it was the year of the rat. There were rats everywhere. God knows why they were liking rats. Have you got the answer, Liz? What do you reckon? No, it isn't, is it? Right, it's okay. Provided we agree when we agree. I think I remember what it was. Well, I do remember what it was. Question number 4. What name is given to the fibrous protein forming the main structural constituents of hair, feathers, hooves, claws, and horns, etc.? So what name is given to the fibrous protein forming the main structural constituent of hair, feathers, hooves, claws, horns, etc.? I'll give you a small example. There's not much of it. I've probably got more on my face than my head now. Question number 5, dead easy. In the nursery rhyme, there was an old woman. What did she swallow to catch the bird? So question 5, in the nursery rhyme, there was an old woman. What did she swallow to catch the bird? Join the club, said Robin. Just as well this is not a mirror, Robin. Question number 6. This is one that I got off the chase the other day. It was an old episode I was watching, because there was nothing else to watch, I think, at the time. With a population of approximately 175,000, what is the administrative headquarters of the ceremonial county of the Isle of Wight? So question 6 again. With a population of approximately 175,000 people, what is the administrative headquarters of the ceremonial county of the Isle of Wight? Question number 7 is for all you beer lovers. What liquid measure is equivalent to 4.5 imperial gallons and is still used today for a party-sized carry-out of beer? Come on, Roy, you'll get that one straight away, I'm sure. So what liquid measure is equivalent to 4.5 imperial gallons and is still used today for a party-sized carry-out of beer? I trust we're all doing okay so far. Question number 8. Also, a much maligned model of car manufactured by Austin between 1973 and until 1982. What Italian word indicates that a piece of music is to be performed quickly in a brisk and lively manner? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So also a much maligned model of car manufactured by Austin between 1973 until 1982. What Italian word indicates that a piece of music is to be performed quickly in a brisk and lively manner? Right, penultimate question of tonight's quiz. That's a bit high, that's better. Which Dickens novel begins in a graveyard where a young Pip is accosted by the escaped convict Abel Magwitch? Ian's saying, add that horrible steering wheel. I think most things about that vehicle were fairly mediocre, and that was the problem. It's just when the Japanese were actually making proper cars that didn't fall to bits. Question number 9 again. Which Dickens novel begins in a graveyard where the young Pip is accosted by the escaped convict Abel Magwitch? And finally, question number 10. Put you all out of misery tonight. And going back, actually, I should have had this in the baking round, really, but never mind. Which Great British Bake Off presenter's 2015 autobiography was called Spectacles, or is called Spectacles, because I suppose it's still around. So which Great British Bake Off's presenter's 2015 autobiography is called Spectacles? And there we have it. Now, I said that round wasn't particularly tricky. Nothing there really to trip you up. So I hope you've all done very well. Let's see where we can have 3 or 4 teams sharing the honours tonight. Or maybe one lucky team out winners. I hope the quizzes have kept you on your toes for the last year anyway, so that when we do go back to the quizzing in the pubs, you know. You haven't forgotten everything. But we'll see. I'm surprised Martin Lewis hasn't been on moaning about question 1, actually. Martin Davis. Not Lewis. Andrew Lewis and Martin Davis, the pair. Okay, then, everybody. Pens and papers down. Let's do some marking and see how you fared. So here we go then. Question number 1. Which English king in a series of the 16th Century's Act banned the Welsh language from the law courts and barred Welsh speakers from public office? Well, that could have only been Henry VIII, and it was Henry VIII. So well done if you got that. Question number 2. Amelia Earhart, she flew from Canada to Ireland. Canada to Ireland. I will give you half a point for each. Number 3, the traditional Chinese year that I was after is now the year of the ox. Is that right, Liz? Yes. Just checking on that one because I got the wrong answer now on that. Question number 4, the fibrous protein I was after, of course, is keratin. In the nursery rhyme, there was an old woman. What did she swallow to catch the bird? That was a cat, of course. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. Swallowed the bird to catch the the mouse. The mouse to, I can't remember that one. Question number 6. This was a tricky one. With a population of approximately 175,000, the administrative headquarters of the ceremonial county of the Isle of Wight is Newport. Now, that's a bit tricky. Number 7, what liquid measure is equivalent to 4.5 imperial gallons? That is called a pin. A pin. The word polypin just means plastic collapsible bag of a pin-sized measure, but I suppose you could put polypin. I'm not too bothered about that. Question number 8, also much maligned model of car. Of course, it's Allegro I was after. Allegro, which means music must be performed quickly in a brisk and lively manner. Number 9, that novel I was after was Great Expectations, where the young Pip was accosted by Abel Magwitch. And final number 10, of course, the Great British Bake Off presenter I was after was Sue Perkins. Sue Perkins, so well done if you got that. Carol saying, I will miss you. A bit too far for me to travel. Never mind, Carol. We've got another month or so yet, so don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world yet. A few more quizzes to get you going, get you in check. And if we ever come down your way, if you send me your details, we'll have to look you up. It's great to find people all over the place, you know. Home Alone 6 end up with a fantastic 63 out of 65. Now, that is some kind of record for Home Alone 6, or maybe not. They did win before, I think, but fantastic score, well played. Jen and Tracy on 60.5. Ross Morley on 60. Are you sure Newport is that big? It seemed like a small town when I went. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I checked that today, but you can check it again. Carol Green ends up on 63 points. We got Georgie, Rory, and Linda on a fantastic 55. Pick a Mix end up on 62. Mike Yates on 52.5. The Weak Links on 56. The Famous 5 on 63 points. We've got Ian Miller on 40. PRS are going, wow, 66 points. Well, wow to you. Yes, well played indeed, PRS. Penny Graham ends up on 53 points. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 61. Graham and Jane Given on 59 points. We've got Michelle, Charlie, and James on 63.5 points. So very respectable scores from the Crick teams tonight. The Booby Prize girls end up on 56 points. Another great score split. A difference on 66 points. Mick Roberts, fantastic 62. Well played, Mick. Ross said, I thought that about Newport. Well, a bit small. Look it up. I'm sure the population was about that. Clive and Janet Teasers on 66 points. Full house for them. Oh dear, I've got that wrong then. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. David Ann Anderson on 60,000. And Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 64 points. Yes, well, I'm very sorry if I've got the population of Newport on the Isle of Wight wrong. Maybe I'd looked up Newport and got Newport in Wales by mistake. Oh, damn me. I bet I've gone and done that. Never mind. Well, that was a bit daft, wasn't it, eh? I think that's totally the Isle of Wight. You're probably right, actually, but never mind. You'll see actually, now I come to think of it, it is quite large for a new Isle of Wight, but never mind. Let's not worry about that. let's not worry about that. It's well spotted by those that spotted that was wrong, and I'm sorry if it put you off, but never mind. It's been a really good quiz tonight. Everybody's so close. So overall, it looks like we've got 3 teams, is it, that sharing top honours tonight. We've got the Teasers on 66, Split the Difference on 66, and we have PRS on 66 points. Then we have a number. We've got Home Alone 6, 63. Ross, 60. Carol Green, 63. Pick a Mix, 62. Famous 5, 63. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, 61. We've got, what else we've got? Mick Roberts, 62. We've got David Anderson on 60. Quizzy Rascals and Paula Lewis on 64. So it's been a very, very close competition tonight. Very sorry about getting the population of Newport on the Isle of Wight wrong, but never mind. I will correct that for next time. Clearly I wasn't wrong. Newfoundland wasn't in Canada at the time, and Derry is in the UK. You're right, did land in Derry. Well spotted, Clive Shaw. I like people that like to be accurate and correct, so I'll need to change that one as well. Anyway, I think you knew what I was after anyway, Clive, otherwise you wouldn't go full points. But very well done, everybody, and thank you very much for taking part in tonight's quiz. It's been great doing it, and we'll see you all again on Sunday for those that want to come to the Deft quiz on Sunday. So great to see you all, and stay in touch. We'll see you all Sunday night. So it's from Nick, Lydia and Ange tonight in our front room. We are signing off and saying good night all, and thank you very much for taking part. Anyway, cheers. What's this? Amy's just put, there was an explosion in a cheese factory. Apparently there was debris everywhere. That's the style, Amy. Well done. Come and join us on Sunday if you'd like to. 6 rounds. All you can do is mark your own scores. We do 6 rounds all the time. It's 8 for 8:15. Do feel like if you feel inclined to do a quiz, you're more than welcome to come and join us anyway. So good night all, and thank you very much for taking part tonight. It's great to see some money. We'll see you all again on Sunday. Good night all.